Hey there, thinkers. Welcome back to another episode of Critical Hit. My name is Est.
And I'm Ben, and today we're going to be talking about Disney, because Disney just had its earnings call today, and we learned a whole bunch of new, interesting information. Now, we're not going to break down everything. Instead, we're going to focus really on something that's important to, I guess, people in general, or the most people right now. And this article comes from IGN, Disney Plus, the latest streaming service to crack down on password sharing starting in 2024.
I'm sure it will go well for them.
Yeah, they're pulling a Netflix, of course. So Disney right now is going to raise prices. We're going to tie into another article. During Disney's earnings call, and I don't want to break down everything, they actually lost money last quarter. They lost a couple $100 million. Now, they still made a lot of money in their parks, but where they're really bleeding, and that was the international parks, I should say. Their one down in Florida was very specifically an outlier in that. But their international parks are doing well, but where they're really struggling still is streaming services.
Yeah, their streaming services are less than to be desired.
Well, and they just don't have good enough content, I don't think, right now. And
no.
They're not, the content they're putting out just...
subpar.
Well, how do you... don't get me wrong, Netflix has the occasional cuties, which is just terrible, but, how do you compete with Netflix original content, which is just so much more, and it's not all, woke. They do have some good content there.
They appease everybody. They know their bases.
Anyway, so what we want to talk about today is them cracking down on passwords, and they're going to raise prices of their Disney Plus subscriptions. So... yeah, wow. Disney joins Netflix in trying to limit password sharing amid price increase. Disney Plus will begin crackdown on password sharing starting in 2024. Disney CEO Bob Iger announced in today's earnings call the service joins Netflix in trying to stop users from sharing passwords and seek to stem its heavy financial losses. And yeah, that's still bleeding tons of money. And they actually lost subscribers again last quarter. 600,000 just in North America, but a couple million overall.
I mean, that's what happens when you put out crap content. Nobody wants to watch it. People leave.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of it was to blame with losing the cricket rights, they say in India, but anyway.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
So we are actively exploring ways to address account sharing, and the best option for paying subscribers is to share their accounts with families and friends and family, Iger said. Later this year, we will begin our update on subscriber agreements with additional terms in our sharing policy, and we will roll out tactics to drive monetization sometimes in 2024. So yeah, and he actually said that he expects that to carry on into 2025. Really not to see the results of this.
That's presumptuous.
So I've already actually taken the quiz on IGN. Too bad for you guys if you wanted to go take it. But do you think Disney Plus is worth subscribing to?
No.
And you can see it already. So Iger admitted that he doesn't know how much cracking down on password sharing will drive growth for the service, which has lost billions since its original launch. However, Disney CEO described it as a priority. In calendar 2024, we're going to set this as an issue, Iger said. And Netflix began limiting password sharing earlier this year after losing subscribers. In July, the streamer announced that the move had increased the revenue and the new signups were exceeding expectations.
Yeah, but it's different though. Disney is supposed to be family friendly, and so we've been sharing it with our family, and now that you can't.
Well, Disney Plus has been raising their prices, and the reason they didn't bleed, and Bob Iger even addressed this during the earnings call, the reason that they think they can raise prices still is because they think they're fairly priced based on not losing a lot of subscribers last time they raised prices. But that's because people are password sharing right now.
Yeah. If
you take that away, I mean, you're got a double-edged sword coming at you here, Bob Iger. You're gonna raise prices again, which they are, and he's gonna crack down on password sharing. So I know they're losing money, but he has to come up with a better model, such as, I don't know, putting out good content? Maybe?
Yeah, it's hey, you know what? I know our content's actual crap, but let me just make you pay more for it.
Getting people to feel that spending their money with you is worth it, maybe? That might be a way to go. Anyways.
Ugh, terrible.
So yeah, Disney Plus, of course, losing subscribers, and here we go. In addition to the password sharing crackdown, Disney revealed its plans for price increase. Starting October 12th, Disney Plus Premium will rise from $10.99 to $13 per month. That's their non-advertising model.
Wow.
And Hulu will rise from $14.99 to $17.99. It's the second price increase in less than a year for Disney Plus. And Iger says that Disney remains committed to streaming, describe its relatively young business. Yeah, I said it was 4 years old. And he thinks streaming is the future. And I'm not saying that's the wrong way to go. He's going to introduce his ad model to different parts of the world as well. I believe Canada's getting it, and Mexico, at least other parts of America. But yeah, he's raising prices, cracking down on password sharing, and it's really because he's bleeding money. Instead of inflecting and saying, what have we done wrong, he looked at it as saying, we raised prices last time, and we didn't lose a lot of subscribers, so we must be doing the right thing. We're fairly priced.
Yeah. And so why don't we raise our prices, because obviously that's the right path to go on.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. Netflix raised their prices too, but Netflix has so many good licensing deals outside of just their own content. Whereas Disney Plus, or Disney, I mean, they just tried to buy everything and have their own material, and they refuse to license out anything, so that's why they're really bleeding money as a company.
Wokeism.
Now, they only lost, I think it was about $400 million. They lost. Their price per earning per share was actually a little up. But that's a pretty big deal because Disney still lost money last quarter, even though their international parks are doing incredibly well. So, I mean, they have to make a change for sure. That change was supposed to come, I think, maybe in making better content. But who knows? Maybe at this point they'll make a lot of money on Snow White. Who knows?
Oh my goodness, that is not what I thought would happen.
He did get asked about movies in the earnings call after by some questions. The questions just get asked by big investors like stakeholders, JP Morgan, for instance. And they did very much get asked about the movies, and he kind of dodged the question. He thinks he kind of went back to over the last decade they've been doing really well, and the last year shouldn't be looked at as 1 year. It should be looked at over the last 10 years, how they've been doing. Yeah, so he's not willing to inflect at this point and really discover what he's done wrong, which is unfortunate.
Let me just have 9 years of bad movies under my belt before we actually address the problem.
Yeah, then we'll talk about how that's no good. But anyways.
Great job.
Disney raising prices. Looks like they haven't learned their lesson, and they're going to crack down on passwords, raise prices, and I think Disney is in for a rude awakening at some point here in the future.
But you do get a discount, don't you, if you get put on ads?
So there is an ad tier model that's coming to the rest of the world. They already have it in the States. And you will get a discount if you do a bundle between Hulu and Disney. But I think they're just trying to buff up the numbers for both streaming services at the moment. Who knows? They're trying to buy Hulu next year. And actually, it sounded like it was going to cost them quite a bit of money from the way they sounded on the earnings call.
Yeah, it's going to cost them a big of money. And like, why is it going up to like $17 a month? $18 a month? That's ridiculous.
It's
not worth.
Yeah, they think they're fairly priced, and obviously I think at this point they're going to start to realize with people that they disagree. But I mean, I guess you got to do something, and when you're unwilling to change your tactics for what your customers want, you're just going to keep raising prices. We'll see how it works out for them in the future. But anyways, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, I have nothing. This is just a money pit. Who knows? Disney's going down the drain.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Disney, but thanks for sticking with us. Let us know what you think about Disney and what you think about them raising prices down in the comments. But we'll see you in the next video.
See you guys in the next video. Toodles!
Bye, guys.